Peace and blessings to everybody out there. I hope you guys are doing well. I want to give an honor and thanks to the Most High Yah of Yisrael. And I'm not going to be on here long. I don't always say that, but I hope this won't be too long. But I just wanted to get on here and share with you guys some of these visions. Now, this is, like I said, this is a little bit long overdue, but I'm trying to, process all this. I really am, because it's a lot. But these visions that I'm going to read to you are these ones I believe happened between May, because I didn't write the date here, but I know down below this one was on the 29th of May. So I believe that the ones that I'm going to read to you before, where I'm going to start at, it was between the time of May 25 to May 29. Okay, so it could have been, but I'm going to take a guesstimation, so it probably was like May 26 or May 28th, something like that. Between May 26th and May 28th, I know for sure is when I had these, because below those three, I'm going to read the May 29th one and a few more after that. So bear with me. So, in this vision, I saw, and remember I said that this is between the time of May 26th to May 28th, okay? So I can't really tell you when I wrote this down, but I know it's between that time frame, okay? So I know it's not any time like before that or later. So it says, in this vision, I saw a metallic silver-looking suitcase that was opened, and a rush of ashes or ash-looking particles were flowing out of it. I could also tell that the atmosphere was very dark and opaque, like destruction, judgment. So it was like this silver metallic, suitcase. And of course, surrounded by it, I saw this opaque, dark, purple. I always describe it because it's always the same. The color of the sky. It's like a mixture of purple, red, orange, yellow, blue, and black mixed together. So if you can picture that, you can imagine that it's very, 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 very dark. But I saw the metallic suitcase in the midst of that, and it was open, like flung open. And these ashes, this whole flush of ashes came flowing out, So that's what I saw. Then, so I told you like sequence. So this is the transitional word. Then I saw what appeared to be this brown, bronzy looking spring. It could have been rust, maybe. It was springing up out of the ground, rising just like how a sprinkler system is set to arise to water the grass at a certain time. So, like how you have a sprinkler system that comes out of the ground at a certain time, and it's set to like usually come, I don't know how it is around, the world, wherever you are, but here in California, usually they'll set, what I've seen, they are usually set to come out of the ground and water the grass like around between the hours of like 12 and like, sometimes I've even seen like them, come on like late, like at 3 a.m. So 12 a.m., between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. And sometimes they'll usually be, the watering systems will come on twice. So they'll water for like about 30 minutes for like 12 a.m. They'll start and stop at 12:30 a.m. and then start again like later on, like at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So I've seen the sprinkling systems do that. But this is what I saw. I saw like this sprinkling system, but it was just one spring that arose out. And I can see like this, I can see it. It was huge. It rose out of the ground, and it was really tall, but I can see that it was rusty, super rusty. And of course it was, surrounded by these green, grass, but I can see the sprinkling system. It was huge. It was tall. Almost as if like, I was laying down on my belly and I was looking up at the sprinkling system like this. So I can see it, and it was huge, and it was rising out of the ground, and it was very rusty. And the spring it didn't produce any water, none whatsoever. So I immediately got the idea or the feeling that it was a dry season, drought, that type of thing, barren. I got that type of feeling from it. And I want you to keep in mind the rust, these sort of descriptive words that I'm using, like rust, and even with the metallic suitcase, like ashes. I want you guys to keep in mind with that type of stuff. Okay, so and then the next one, I said, then I saw a glass or vase that was being held up to a spout or fountain. This glass or vase was being filled and then drank. So it was like this really crystal clear glass vase that was being put up to a spout, and the spout was producing water, and that's what I saw. And it was being drank, so like somebody was drinking it. That's what I saw. Then I saw lights, beds, and all sorts of decorative things, the type you would see in a hotel room or maybe in a personal room. And when I say personal room, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that that's relative to the hotel room that I mentioned. The hotel room is just simply that, a nice hotel room. But I'm saying personal room, meaning that it could have been somebody's own personal room in their house, home, apartment, condo, whatever, And then I said, everything was being greatly shaken by a mighty earthquake. And I mean mighty. Things were tumbling over, falling, breaking, etc. So there was like lights and beds, shaking. And the whole room was like it was shaking. Like it was a mighty earthquake. And I mean mighty. Like very, very mighty. And everything was falling, breaking, all that type of stuff. Okay? So then these sequences of visions was on May 29th. Okay? So the ones I just read to you, I had that, like I said, between May 26th to the 28th. So it couldn't have been any time before that or any time after. Okay? So these ones I had May 29th. Okay? I said, I saw then a field that was pretty desolate with green trees encompassing the background. And then I saw this rusted, see, rust again. Here we go with rust. This rusted fence, and it appeared to have this no trespassing or biohazard zone signs on the gate. Not really sure of the wording on the signs, but I am sure that the appearance matched the description identically, which is that of like a restricted area sign you'll see, on gates, because the wording was out of focus, so I couldn't even tell you what was actually on there, but I just got the feeling that that is the sign that was on there. Usually it's like a usual sign that you'll see, so I'm assuming that the sign didn't really mean anything. That's the reason why the words were, redacted. But it almost also seemed like the fencing was restricting passage, you see, because the area or building was condemned or abandoned. So it was like this huge building behind it, like as if it could have been like a oil refining company that was condemned or abandoned, or it could have been like this old, withered, abandoned or condemned nuclear plant, something like that. Or it could have been a mining company, something like that. I can't really tell because, like I said, the building as well wasn't a main focus, but I can actually see it. I saw that a lot clearer than actually seeing the wording on the sign. But the fence was the main, the main focus. That's what it was. It was the main focus. It was the object of what I had to see. But like I said, I did see the building behind the fence. And it could have been like that of abandoned or condemned nuclear plant, like I said, mining company or oil refining company. And then I go on to say, and then I saw the same field. So I saw the same desolate field. Okay. Same desolate field. And immediately I witnessed men falling out of the sky to their deaths. I knew that they were falling to their deaths because the expression on their faces seconds before they hit the pavement gave an indication that might have been self-inflicted. So suicide. One man in particular landed on some high-rised bar or railing. It had the same rusted texture as the fencing. And of course, as the other vision that I shared with you, as the sprinkling system or spring. It had the same texture, rusted texture. So I know that that means something, and I'll look up to you. I'll show you guys what I looked up in terms of the word. So yeah, so it was like, I saw the same desolate place, and then I saw, of course, the same trees and everything, same place. And it was like I saw the rusted fence again. I saw the rusted fence again, and then I started seeing men fall out of the sky, like they had jumped to their deaths. One man fell, bam. Another man fell, and then it was this man in particular who fell, and he fell on this rod that was like protruding out of, I guess, like this fencing or sort of like structure that was like abandoned and stuff like that, that was on the right side. But like I said, that wasn't the main focus either. But the protruding rod, it was like this rod that was shaped like an L. It was protruding outward, and he landed on that. And it was like this rusted texture, like I've been sharing with you, that I've been seeing, and he landed on that. Now, what was so interesting was that I came across this article that I read today, and it was saying that this Hollywood producer and writer and director, he supposedly committed suicide in this century high-rise tower. I'm not laughing about that, but I'm laughing because of the word usage is just literally identical to what I already wrote. Okay, so it's called the Century City high-rise tower. And they said that he jumped. So I don't know if that's relative to what I just read, but it kind of does seem like it. But also, you know, I'm not saying that it's going to be multiple people committing suicide. You know what I mean? Because scripture says that their hearts are going to be failing them. Actually, what's the scripture? Luke 21 and 26. I'm sorry, Luke 21. Chapter 21, 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And that's the truth. And Isaiah 5:30 says, in that day they will roar over it like the roaring of the sea. If one looks over the land, he will see darkness and distress. Even the light will be obscured by clouds. So all these people you're going to see a mass amount of people, you know, committing suicide, killing themselves, you know, doing deranged, obscene things to get themselves killed, to kill other people. You know what I mean? That's the time that we're in. And I told you guys before, I prophesied about the spirit, seeing the spirit of death, and that the spirit of death is running rampant, you know, right now. And, you know, this is what you're going to see, you know, all leading up until the very, very, very end, because we're at like literally the end of those tolls. Okay, we're literally at the end of those tolls, and that's the truth. Okay, and I'm gonna finish this because I want to read this to you also. I got two more. And after this, I saw a mosaic. You know, before I continue, let me just go ahead and read this. After this, I saw a mosaic sequence of terrible calamities happening simultaneously all over the world. However, the theme of everything, or what stood out mostly, was fire. So fire was literally the thing. So all these calamities that was happening all over the world simultaneously that I was seeing in many different parts of the world, it was fire. Fire was literally the thing. It was done by fire. Okay. However, the theme, like I said, of it stood out mostly was fire. I said a volcanic eruption, burning buildings, of landmarks, trees, etc. Just total destruction. So I listed exactly what you know, kind of like the things that I was seeing. So I was seeing volcanic eruptions. I was seeing burning buildings of landmarks, trees, etc. Just total destruction. Now, let me read. Okay, so this vision I had was on the 6th of June. Okay, I said, today I saw what appeared to be chewed up flesh. And now, I don't want you guys to think that this was literally chewed up flesh, but I only say this as a means to try to explain the mangled or sort of decomposition of the body that I saw. Hold on. Okay, my bad, y'all. I had to pause it for a second because my relative wanted something. So yeah, so I don't say chewed up flesh as a means to say like that's exactly what it was. I only say chewed up flesh as a means to describe the decomposition of the body that was lying down. So I don't want you guys to think that it was literally chewed up flesh. I said, but I saw feet, and then I started seeing a skull. It looked like the skull was decomposed, see? Or as if there was an anthropological autopsy done on it. So it was like relics. That's exactly what it was. It was like relics, okay? And then I saw just the top of a black woman's forehead and hair, which was in a ponytail. The theme of the vision was certainly death. And then I put a star, said decomposition table, like an operating table for autopsies. I says the woman's face was being withheld. I don't know. So I'm assuming I didn't need to see the woman's face. But the thing is that the woman in particular, she was not the one who was performing the autopsy. It looked like as if, like, you know how you go into, you know how you go and view a body? You know how you go and you view a body, right? To confirm if the relative, it was like she was behind the window or behind the glass. And whoever that was on the, whoever relics that was on the operating table probably could have been kin to her. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. But I did see that. And like I said, I don't say chewed up flesh to try to describe it. It was just as a means to try, not to describe it like as if that's exactly what it was, but just to say it was a means of trying to describe it. That's why I said decomposed and I said just relics, because that's exactly what it was. It looked like it had already been decomposed, but maybe they had already, like, maybe it's somebody who was missing that they found the relics. I don't know. I don't know. But that's just what I saw. So I'm only telling you what I know and what I saw. But going back to the rust that I kept on telling you guys about, when I looked up the word rust, because I like to look up words and the meaning of the words and the pedigree of the words, because they really do help with trying to understand, you know, these visions as well. So when I looked up rust, okay, what was kin to this was rust fungus, okay, and then I looked up fungus, and I want you guys to hear these synonyms to this word fungus. It's like, it's spot on. Affliction, canker, decay, infestation, scourge, bane, contamination, corruption, curse, evil, pestilence, pollutions, rot, withering, woe. Listen to this. Woe. Blot on the landscape, blot out. I put that in there, but it should be in there because it's no difference in saying blot on the landscape, but blot out should be on there too. And then leaven, which of course in scripture represents sin. Look at the antonyms: cleanliness, goodness, purification, blessing, boom, health, prosperity. So, you know, of course, these visions that I've been seeing where I've been seeing this rust kind of color, you know, it obviously, judgment, of course, is here. Judgment is happening. Judgment is most certainly here, and it's happening, you know, and we're in the season, and I keep telling people that we are definitely in the season. We're going to see a lot of destruction happening. And what people need to understand is that in order for New Jerusalem to come about, the old world the world that we're living in now, this Babylonian system has to fall. It has to. It really does. And, you know, lots of people are going to die. But like I said before, scripture says that it's appointed to every man to die once. So it's not the flesh death that you should be worried about. It is the eternal death, okay, which is the second death, okay? That is the death that you should be worried about. You shouldn't be worried about losing this little flesh life, because everybody gonna lose it. And like I said, we already know that everybody is not going to see death. But what you need to understand is that everybody's going to have to die, period. So the corrupted flesh will have to be severed. The corrupted flesh will have to be severed, which is the mortal man. It will have to be severed, period. Okay, so that's a fact, you know, and I'm not getting on here, like I said, because I always have to say this. I know people are probably thinking, oh, well, all you prophesying about is just doomy, gloomy, you know, bad things. But that's just the truth. This is what I've been shown. I've seen the Most High shown me some, you know, good things, but I've seen more, catastrophist things than I have seen good things. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to lie to you, you know, and I'll never get on here. Like I said, I keep on saying I'll never get on here and just start talking and giving my own personal, you know, input on what I'm seeing. I want to give it to you the way that it's being shown. I don't want to leave no holes. I don't want to leave no room for confusion, you know, nothing like that. You know, so I'm doing my best, y'all. I really am. I'm doing my best. And this stuff is really hard. It really, 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 really is. This stuff is not easy. It's one thing to see this stuff, but it's another to have to tell it and then to have to, you know, explain what's really happening. Because I've noticed like a lot of the stuff that I'm being shown is really, really taking place. That's why I have to really do my part on trying to get this stuff out, just to let you guys know. But like I said, it's happening so frequently to the point where it's pouring in like a tsunami. So it's hard for me to even I can't spend time trying to break down one specific vision when all of it is tied to the whole entire, you know, puzzle or painting that he's trying to show me. But I only get it in pieces. But it's so many of the pieces that I'm seeing, you know what I mean, where I'm the type of person where my mind is so complex where I'll spend so much time trying to decipher it in a deeper way. Whereas, you know, it's just obvious. Like the Most High didn't already showed me, like what you're seeing is obvious. And then sometime I have to take a little bit more time and try to break it down spiritually. So it's hard. It really is. So, and I'm trying my best, y'all. I really am. So forgive me. You know, I'm doing my best. Okay. So let me read to you, this recent one, actually. I had this one on the 20th, this sequence on the 20th, and another one on the 21st. So I said, today I saw graffiti that was in the shape of an encircled X. Remember on the last video, I told you guys that I kept on seeing that X, which is tied to that heraldic, St. Andrew sort of, cross, which is the X. I said, I saw this graffiti that was in the shape of an encircled X, one just like the heraldic symbol, St. Andrew, coat of arms, crap. That's what I said. Then I saw this mountainous structure that had an indentation, and it was flowing with molten hot lava. So it was like, it wasn't like a crater, you know, it wasn't like a volcano that has a crater in it. And then like you see the lava flowing out, it spews up and then it flows down, you know, the mountainous crater. It wasn't like that. It was more like this structure, and it had like this indentation in it, and it had like lava flowing down it, but it didn't look like a volcano. It was a different type of structure that I can't really, it's hard for me to really explain without it sounding similar to a volcano. So, but it wasn't. It was almost like as if like you take like a pyramid, right? And you cut off the top of it. Okay. And it was structured, the way it was structured was like the lava, it was coming down like in alignment. It was it's hard for me to explain it, but like I said, it wasn't a volcano. I know that. It wasn't it wasn't like your normal looking volcano. If it was a volcano, that's all I'm saying. But it looked more like a structure that had an indentation where lava was coming out. And that still sounds like a crater with lava flowing out of it. So forgive me. So I'm not trying to confuse you, but that's just what it was. It didn't look like, if it was a volcano, I would have said volcano. Okay. Cause I know what a volcano looks like. All right. So next I saw this water reliever spout on the side of a White House, not the White House, but a White House. This water reliever was akin to that of a piping system that is constructed throughout the house. And whenever there is flooding or clogging, water gets relieved from the spout. So you know how you have a piping system underneath your house, and there's like this water, I call it a water reliever. I know there's a word for it, but I don't know the word. And, whenever there's like flooding in the house, like, the plumbers come and they use their little system to drain the water from it. So it's either on the side of your house or in the back of your house, or you got it in like your garage. Cause I know I have one in my garage, and I think there's another one on the side of the house. So it's like two of them. And, if it's flooding or if there's clogging in the piping system, they'll be able to drain it out, and the water will come out of that spout, or that, I call it a water reliever, like where it's a spout thing. I don't know what to call it, honestly, but that. So it probably ain't the word, but I'm trying my best here trying to explain this, but yeah, that's what it is though. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but that's what I saw. And this one on the 21st, I said, today I saw an aerial view of a coastal area or bay. I could see a body of water and sand adjoining it. The water was a bluish greenish color. So it was like, it looked like it could have been somewhere like an island, off the coast of an island or something like that, because the water was really like rich. It was like a rich bluish greenish color. So yeah. And then I had more visions yesterday, which I still have to write down. Like I said, this stuff is really, really hard to that actually is going to be really hard to explain. So I'm still working on that. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys that stuff, and just to keep watch, y'all. I'm telling you, this is something. And then I'm going to also share, I'm going to do this in another video, and not to give glory to Project Bluebeam or anything like that, but I want to show you guys, because this is really important. I've been had these visions, and I should have been told you guys about it. It's just that, like I said, I was spending so much time trying to break down one sequence of a vision where all of them, whereas, it's just obvious. I need to just tell you guys what I'm seeing. So that one, I'll just wait, because I don't want to make that about this one. But yeah, just keep watch, y'all. And like I said, I want to link that article in the description box with the guy who had committed suicide. He was like some big time Hollywood director, whatever. And he was a euro-gentile who killed himself. He jumped from a building. And that's literally what I saw, though, in May. But I didn't just see him, like one guy. It was more than one. So I don't know if there's going to be more. I mean, I'm certain that there will be more sacrifices, not sacrifices, more more suicides, and sacrifices too. There's going to be a bunch of sacrifices. People are going to continuously get sacrificed as well. So, maybe that was the right word that intentionally that I was supposed to say, Father. So, but still, there's still going to be sacrifices, because like I said, I remember, let me say this. I remember I saw a video, and this video is really, really hard to find. And I came across it just by chance when, the rapper Juice WRLD, he was doing an interview. I mean, he was hammered. He was plastered, high as hell, and he was doing the interview, and the lady was asking him about, you know, his aesthetic and like his goal and objective on, and why he makes the music that he makes. And he said something like this, and I quote him these words exactly. He said that I just want to pour out my heart and soul on the beast. That's what he said. He said, I just want to pour out my heart and soul all over the beast. And I keep on telling y'all, though. I keep on telling y'all, literally. Satan, he needs bloodshed. He needs bloodshed. Absolutely he does. He needs bloodshed. This ain't nothing different from when they were sacrificing babies to Moloch and all them demon gods. Nothing. It's still the same. It's still the same. Okay? But you have to understand that even the ones that are actually working for Satan are willing sacrifices for him, because they know that in order for him to surge and put together his whole grand scheme, right, by usage of the one that will be indwelt, that is indwelt by that Apollyon Abaddon spirit, who will usher in the ending and reign. Okay, at the end, he knows that there has to be a mass amount of bloodshed. I keep telling y'all that, literally. There has to be a mass amount of bloodshed. Okay? So he cannot roll out his red carpet and do his little jester dances, okay? Unless it is blood, okay? Unless there is blood. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. And how he's always worked. So, you know, I want you guys to keep that in mind as well. So a lot of these people that you see, like these celebrities who's dying and all this other type of stuff, all I'm saying is that a lot of them, they time was up. Okay, that's just the reality. Their time was definitely up. Okay, and that's just the truth. It is. But this is judgment upon high from the Most High, really. And it ain't even gotten really bad yet. You know what I mean? But it's about to really get grimy. And I'm telling you, y'all need to be, we all need to be fasting. We all need to be praying. We all need to be studying more. And we need to keep watch. I'm serious. You really need to keep watch. Because a lot of these people are already having anxiety attacks. They're killing themselves. They're hanging themselves, doing all types of crazy stuff. Because they can't deal with this now, what's going on. But they just don't know that it's only going to get a lot worse. So you already know that these people are going to be dropping dead, literally, at the sight of seeing all these calamitous things happening. This is Luke 20. No, I'm sorry, I already read that one. This is Luke 23, 28 through 31. But Yahushua, turning unto them, said, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming in which they shall say, Blessed are the barren and the wombs that never bare, and the paps which never gave suck. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and to the hills, cover us. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in a dry? And that is so true. Because if they doing this, if they'll do it in a green tree, just think on what the stuff that they're gonna be doing in a dry, which is the season that we in now. Very, very dry. Literally. You know what I mean? So people are gonna be wishing that they never had kids. You know, and that's the time that we're living in now. You know, because what's happening now? You're losing them. I mean, and there's many ways to lose your child, and not just so much in death. But, you know, of course, what we've seen normally is that we've seen, you know, over the course of just time, we've seen a lot of the kids being taken away, trafficked, you know, raped, beaten, killed. You're still seeing that happening now today. CPS taking your kids away, you know, so it's a lot going on. You know, it's a hell of a lot going on. You know what I mean? And people don't understand. And one thing that kills me is that people like to sit up here and they like to say, oh, well, God wouldn't do this. A real loving God, the God that I know, he wouldn't do this. And then I can't stand when you have those Christians, who they'll sit up there and they'll say, I got faith, I got joy, I got belief and faith in the scriptures, and I believe in my God. They'll tell you that in a second. So they'll say that they'll believe every word that he says, even though it's already been said, it's already been written, it's already been prophesied, right? What's going to happen. But then once the bad stuff starts happening, once the prophecy on what the Most High said he was going to do starts taking place, you start seeing them trying to call a prayer and a fast against what the Most High had already prophesied against. Prophesied what will happen. They're literally calling a fast and calling a prayer to, fast and pray against it from happening, or to make it subside, when he didn't already say what was going to happen. You see how crazy that is? And he will rebuke you in a second. I'm telling you. So all that stuff about, we need to fast, we need to pray for the coronavirus to go away. We need to fast and pray for these calamitous things to stop. We need to fast and pray for things to get better. It's not. This has already been written. It's already been prophesied. So it's going to happen. If you look back in the Old Testament as well, in the New Testament, anytime that he sent his prophets to go and warn his people, on what was going to happen, did he stop it? There's only been a few times that I've seen that happen. Okay. Where there's been a multitude who have humbled themselves, and then he went ahead, Jonah, when Jonah went to Nineveh and warned them on what the Most High was going to do. Okay. They prayed, they fasted, supplicated, all that, and the Most High didn't do it. Okay. So it's it's very seldom. It's been very seldom when you've seen stuff like that happen. Okay. But when he prophesied about destruction, especially destruction for a kingdom or a system that has existed so long, and it has been built on the backs and bloodshed of the Most High's people, and just innocent blood. Okay? Just pure wickedness, especially his people. Do you really think that he's not going to destroy it when he already said, is written and is prophesied that he's going to do it? Many prophets had already prophesied what was going to happen about the destruction of this wicked kingdom. Isaiah, Ezekiel, John the Revelator, all of them, a lot of them didn't prophesy. The list goes on about this. So do you really think that this is not going to happen? So what do I look like sitting up here trying to pray against what the Most High is trying to tear down? No, you guys want to keep this system aflux. And that's why you're going to perish with it. And y'all are literally your heart it's going to be failing you, because the sight of it, you ain't going to be able to take. You're not. I don't get on here to be seen. I don't get on here, to be heard. I don't get on here for likes. I don't get on here for subscribers. I don't care about this stuff, because if it was up to me, honestly, I wouldn't be doing this crap. I wouldn't. And I don't call it crap to say like the Most High's work is crap. I'm saying it like putting this phone up to my face and using this platform, because it's crap to me, but I understand that it's here and we have to use it to, reach people from afar, and I totally understand it, So I'm not saying the Most High stuff is crap. Of course not. But I'm saying that this stuff, putting this camera up to my face, all of that, like, I'm tired of this. I really am, but I have to do it. But I don't do it just to receive anything. Like, if it was up to me, honestly, I'll just like to just completely delete my YouTube channel, or not so much delete it. I wouldn't do that, because that would be wrong. But basically just completely like throw my phone away, throw everything away, and just honestly shut in my house and just continue praying, continue fasting, go out whenever I need to, doing the same things that I've been doing, and just not say anything to anybody, like literally, and just watch this stuff take effect. You know, but I know that I can't do that. I'm sure a lot of us would want to do that, but I know that we can't, you know, because there's people that still need to hear this. They do. So, you know, I would love to just not do this. I'm telling you, I could be doing something else with my time. Like, I really could. Like, I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to get on here and do and say any of the things that I've been shown. Even though I'm going to be looked at like a crazy person, I'm already deemed as a crazy person, which is not a care in my world. I don't care about that stuff. But, you know, it's just really what it is. It's difficult for all of us. So I'm not making my struggle any harder than anybody else's, trying to spotlight mine. I'm just saying, like, we all of us being targeted, we're all going through a lot of stuff. So, you know, I just get pissed off when I see people who's just, you know, and I don't let it bother me, but I'm just saying, it just, every time it's just like, damn, like, y'all just not gonna understand until you really see the stuff taking fold. You really see it coming to pass. Like, y'all not gonna understand it. And then you're not gonna, like, and I'm gonna just be like, I'm gonna already be gone by that point. Literally, I'm gonna already be gone by that point. I hope to. Literally. You know, so that's all it is. You know, I just wanted to get on here and read to you guys these things. Play it back, if you will. You know, and like I said, try to keep watch of what's going on. You know what I mean? And if you guys come across some stuff, don't be afraid to shoot it my way, because we're all learners. You know, and I just say steadfast, stay prayed up. Didn't mean to get on here and rant, you know, but I had to read to you guys this stuff, and I'll be on here again to read to you guys these other sequences of visions that I saw, and these were about the drones that I was seeing, as well as like these chariots, these ships. And I'll get on there. I'll make a video about that, because that's very, very important. I feel like it is, because actually I saw on another vision yesterday, which I'm going to write down. I remember it. And I saw these drones again. So I'm going to make a video about that. So just, you know, be patient. And please, we all got to just keep seeking him. And you know, I'll post up any things that is relative to these visions that is happening right now. And I just say, you know, stay prayed up, stay watchful. Love y'all.